Everyone's using AI to do more. It's more content, more emails, more social posts, you name it. And if you've been trying to use it for your business, it's likely because somebody told you or you thought yourself that it'll help you do more faster. But what I see from people taking this approach is that they're putting out kind of more junk, respectfully, just at a faster pace. And then for my clients who are more of a personality-based brand, the ones who've built their community around showing up as themselves and deeply, deeply caring about serving people, their clients, when they use AI, it feels kind of super flat. And so, sure, they tinker with it and they get it to somewhere that's okay, but there's no way that they would ever actually put those first few drafts out into the world because it's just so crazy how disconnected it feels from who they really are. And so then, because of all of that, we're not really getting ahead because of AI. Now, are we? Even though we see a ton of people sharing prompts and success stories about how it's completely transforming their businesses. And so I've really been trying to figure out what I see going on in businesses that are trying to use AI and where it keeps falling flat and generic. And what I've seen is it kind of falls into three camps. So the first is people who are just pushing for volume. And there's a ton of noise in this group because it's the businesses who are trying to create as much as possible, as fast as possible. In my opinion, they're trying to be like a Gary Vaynerchuk or an Alex Hormozy. Their goals are post every day, email every day, be on every platform, get ahead of the algorithm. But I kind of assume that if you're here listening to me, then it's because you know that scaling is not just about trying to reach as many people. It's about the quality and transformation that you are trying to have in this world with your clients. So you know that when your people come across your stuff, they're thinking, is this really worth it to watch or to read? Does this person really see me? Can they actually help me? Not just like, did they get the most stuff out there? The second group is the tepid experimenters, mainly using AI for writing, but they're bumbling around trying to find a bunch of different things without clear intention or strategy. So they create a caption here, an email there, but they're not really getting any true value back from it and meaningfully moving the needle in their business. And so I equate it to having an on-call copywriter who can jump in, take some things off their to-do list, but it's kind of haphazard and like just fine. So yeah, obviously it's helpful, but not revolutionary in any way. And then the third camp is the avoidance camp. They're the people who have bleeding hearts about their businesses and everything that comes out of it. So there's absolutely no way they're hiring a person, they're using a tool, they're using AI that doesn't really truly get them. And what they create is pure gold, but then they're handicapped by how much actual time and energy they have to create. And despite the nuances of each group, the one thing they have in common is that none of them have really nailed it because none of them built their foundation. The volume camp didn't have time to build it, so they're getting generic output fast. The experimenters are getting inconsistent results, and the avoiders aren't really able to scale to new heights. But here's the thing. When you actually document your voice, your values, your edge, your audience, how you think, your best examples, AI stops being a tool you use occasionally and it starts being the system that works for you every single time. And more importantly, it stops sounding like everyone else and starts to genuinely sound and feel like an extension of you. So instead of just doing more, you start doing better. And it's not just about pushing out content, it's about creating something that actually lands and gets people to tune in. And from there, you go from that pure volume output to meaningful impact. And that, I believe, is the real game changer when you think about leveraging AI in your business in any capacity, whether it's copywriting, the tools you're using, the systems you're building, all of it. And in my opinion, that impact that it empowers you to make is what we should actually be optimizing for. So I want you to think about how you've been using AI in your business in any capacity, because the people I work with who do end up better leveraging AI in their businesses, they're not the ones who hacked some mind-blowing prompt. They're the ones who made the goal more meaningful. And more importantly, the way they actually achieve the goal is by building an incredibly solid foundation. just one time that supports everything else they do with AI. But here's the part that I really want you to hear me out on, because when I sit down and talk to people, they're often like, oh my God, yes. And then they quickly spiral into the like, wait, but how? And let me tell you, it's really not that complicated to build this foundation. And the results, once you do, are pretty immediate, because it starts with a simple foundation document, something that lives outside of your head, or if you're like a lot of my clients, not scattered amongst a million places, and it moves into your AI tools. It's a real, specific picture of who you are, how you sound, what you believe, who you're talking to, and what makes your work different from everyone else's. Because when your tools start with that and build from that, everything changes. The content starts coming back sounding like you or your brand on the first pass. Not almost, actually you. The warmth is there, the edge is there, your humanity is there, and the specific way that you frame things that just make your people feel so seen and are like, yes, I need to work with them, it's there. So it then turns into a moment where you stop editing and you're able to start really, truly more impactfully using it. And then beyond that, the time that you were spending fixing that generic output, you get that back. Every single day, every single week. I built this for my business, and then I started sharing it with people to make sure it works for them too. And it does. And because of it, sure, we are absolutely all able to create more faster, but we do it in a way that actually connects, brings the right people into our world, and gives us more time back in the day to think about the other more important things like serving more clients, building deeper relationships. And in my opinion, that's where AI really powers businesses. And I really want you to sit down and be honest with yourself, because if you are interested in AI, it's likely because you are interested in doing more. And there is no shame in that game. Like, I want to do more, create more, impact more, connect more. But if you are just spending so much time being half in, half out, trying this prompt, it's okay, I'm trying it again, you can't kind of replicate that success, then what is that actually doing for not only your business, but your energy, your confidence, your ability to show up and really attract your people and therefore better serve your people? And what would it look like if you just kept kind of going that route and trying this thing, not sticking with it? Like, I can't tell you what it felt like for me when all of a sudden I had gone from like tinkering and refining to, oh my gosh, this hits. And not only, oh my gosh, this hits, that, oh my gosh, I can trust this and I can lean on it and rely on it every single time. And so there's no more panic, no more stress, no more fear about like, was that just fluke? Am I going to get it right again? Is this actually doing anything? Like, I can see the real impact in my business in terms of the greater reach, the greater engagement, the greater connection, the helping more people, the having more conversations with more people. So that for me personally, who wants to help people work smarter, not harder, in a way that feels good and feels aligned with the heart and soul of their business, I'm able to do that, because I'm no longer spending that time just trying to figure it out. You didn't build your business to sound, to feel, to act like anybody else's. You built it through your specific voice, your relationships, the special way that you show up and help your people. And AI needs to amplify that, not dilute it. And it can when we know how to work with it. So if you need help doing that, you can start with my workbook. It's $37. It takes about 90 minutes to build one time for your business, your voice. Immediately starts giving you back time in your day to make you feel more inspired, more excited to share what you're creating. And I'll leave that in the show notes if you want it. But regardless of if you use it or not, build the foundation and the rest starts to feel like magic. So until next time.